really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Shakur is slow. He's slow. I seen him at lightweight. I seen only highlights of his last fight was...
Teofimo Lopez is going all out this time, picking apart every single weakness he sees in Shakur Stevenson's style. This might be the moment where Lopez finally seizes complete control and runs the show from bell to bell. Ever since Terence Crawford stepped in as Stevenson's trainer, everything changed, and plenty of people figured Lopez would have his hands full. But Lopez? He's not sweating it. He's laser-focused on finding and attacking every crack in Stevenson's armor when they step into that ring. The way he sees it, Stevenson's movement looks sluggish to him. Sure, Stevenson talks up his conditioning and physical strength, but Lopez thinks that's not going to save him from the devastating combinations and surgical precision that Teofimo delivers.
He's slow. I seen him at lightweight. I seen only highlights of his last fight with Cepeda, and he's slow. He's really slow. There's nothing more to it than that. So I think that with everybody that he's seeing and from his group and from those that have been, killing the game, honestly, like Terence Crawford, which he calls and refers to as Big Bro. I think that the whole thing of that nature, I think that's really what's keeping him wanting to aim for bigger and better fights and for better opposition. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's going to face next.
Lopez is saying Shakur Stevenson's perfect record is living on borrowed time, and he's the one coming to demolish it piece by piece. His plan involves bringing such devastating force and relentless pressure that Stevenson will either throw in the towel or get knocked unconscious. With complete certainty, he's daring Stevenson to take that first defeat of his professional career, stating flat out that he's prepared to completely school him inside those ropes.
And that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whip his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
Sure, Lopez gives credit where it's due, recognizing that Shakur Stevenson brings talent and has loyal supporters behind him. But Teofimo Lopez insists he's ready to silence every critic and prove his superiority once and for all. The game plan he's developing for Stevenson is something special, because he's bringing every lesson, every technique, and every piece of experience from his entire boxing journey into this single confrontation. On Shakur Stevenson's weaknesses, Teofimo Lopez jumped into a heated discussion about Stevenson's protective abilities. Most people around the boxing world consider Stevenson an elite defensive specialist, but Lopez disagrees completely. He's convinced Stevenson's defense has major holes, and he's planning to demonstrate exactly how exposed he really is. Lopez wants to break him down psychologically and physically, targeting Stevenson's mental approach as his biggest vulnerability. Come fight night, his mission is total domination while making a statement that shows everyone exactly how systematically he can dismantle Stevenson. Teofimo Lopez is demanding more from Shakur Stevenson than anyone else has. Everyone keeps calling Stevenson this incredible defensive master, but Lopez swears he's going to tear apart and capitalize on that exact part of his game. He's talking a big game, sure, but he supports it with years of grinding, dedication, and battles that forged his toughness. Lopez feels certain that when the lights are brightest, Stevenson's protection will crumble, and he plans to demonstrate to everyone watching just what kind of damage he can inflict in that squilly matters in this whole debate. Khan thinks Teofimo Lopez possesses all the necessary weapons to beat Shakur Stevenson, boldly calling Lopez for the victory. He's questioning if Stevenson has really been tested against elite competition, while Lopez's resume shows those championship-level battles where he demonstrated his abilities. When these two clash, Khan sees Lopez dragging Stevenson into uncharted territory. His analysis comes from actually working with Teofimo in the gym and seeing up close the devastating power and accuracy behind that right cross.
What fight? Who wins her? Lopez.
Oh, no, Stevenson. Stevenson. There's a lot of people going to say that, but people are going to say Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've heard him at the party. He bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like
Shakur, he will have to turn out big time. And obviously, Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that toughness is there with Shakur, and if it is there, which I believe it is, because I think it's a fantastic fight.
Supporting his belief in Teofimo Lopez, Amir Khan references Lopez's latest outings, emphasizing how commanding and spectacular they looked. Khan thinks Shakur Stevenson appears too comfortable and laid back approaching this fight, an attitude he considers risky. He's telling Stevenson this is going to be a war, because he'll be dealing with a massive test, needing to stay ready for Lopez's explosive strength and crisp technical abilities that can shift momentum in an instant.
You think about it, look at Lopez. He's fought like some Lomachenko. He beat some great names on the way, man. And I look good against them as well. Maybe his last fight wasn't the best. He made it a little bit tough, harder than it looked. But he's always performed at the highest level when he needed to perform. Now, with Shakur, he's going to have to perform. He knows that this is the mega fight that he... Well, I think Shakur seems a little bit more relaxed and calm. Like he's going to win this fight. It's going to be a walk in the park for him. But I know one thing about Lopez is that he always pulls off a...
You know, the great thing about this conversation is that we're just having now. One of us is going to be right, and that's like, you know...
Not put no bets on it.
Amir Khan thinks Shakur Stevenson doesn't have what it takes to deal with someone at Teofimo Lopez's level. He sees Lopez dragging Stevenson into deep trouble, and once the action starts heating up, Stevenson will realize just how massive this test really is. Khan emphasizes that Lopez brings every weapon necessary for victory, reminding everyone that despite all the excitement of a Crawford versus Canelo-level fight, inside that ring it's going to require incredible tactics, ability, and focus, creating one of the most skillfully demanding battles boxing fans will witness.
Is there any way of beating? Because at the moment, Shakur is unbeatable. No one really giving him that hard day. We've not really seen him in the deep end. But it's going to be a good fight to see that can Lopez put him in the deep end. I think he can, and I think he has the power and the technique to even beat him.
We talk about boxing fans there, and obviously the purists enjoy that technical side of the fight. But fans in general, do you think that they've almost become a bit too bloodthirsty, that it's all about the knockouts? And if a fight night doesn't deliver a knockout, people are like, oh, that wasn't good.
You know what, you're right there, yeah, because we're so used to seeing bloodbaths and seeing knockouts. But you know, in the top level fights, like the Canelo, even Crawford, you don't see knockouts.
This is pure technical boxing mastery. Tim Bradley just dropped a serious reality check for Shakur Stevenson. During his latest conversation, he emphasized this fight is going to be brutal. Bradley pointed out Teofimo Lopez's unique approach, marked by his unpredictable nature and natural ring awareness, as a massive obstacle that could spell major problems for Stevenson when these warriors finally collide in combat.
Hey, yeah, you gonna get the real. It's not gonna be an easy damn fight for Shakur Stevenson. Nope, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look, that athleticism that he got, that speed that he got, the boy is a what's the name I'm looking for? What can I say? He's autonomous. That's the word I'm looking for. He's an autonomous fighter. Okay? What does that mean, autonomous fighter, Tim? Shakur is too. Just like Floyd is. Just like Crawford is. Just like Inoue is.
Tim Bradley thinks every boxer eventually hits that zone where their abilities become automatic, needing zero coaching. He points to Teofimo Lopez as the perfect case study, a fighter whose actions flow from pure instinct and flawless execution. Bradley cautions that Shakur Stevenson better stay completely focused, because he's facing someone as smooth, technically sound, and dangerous as Lopez when the bell rings.
You know, young fighters want to get to that point in their career where they become autonomous fighters, okay? Where you don't need no damn instructions. You don't need no guidance. You know how to figure it out. Your fundamentals are so damn sound that, shoot, you got skills now built on top of those fundamentals. Now it's second nature for you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see the same patterns and rhythms and styles and so on and so forth that it's second nature. It's nothing for you. These guys can operate without any damn instructions, without being told what to do. That's how great these dudes are.
Analyzing this potential war, Tim Bradley expects Teofimo Lopez will target Shakur Stevenson's midsection, telegraphing a brutal attacking strategy. He told Stevenson to take this threat seriously. Bradley points to Lopez's recent fights, emphasizing his crushing right hand, blazing speed, and ability to create openings, weapons that might spell disaster for Stevenson. Bradley's message is clear. Shakur needs maximum caution and smart thinking, because battling someone with Lopez's gifts and physical tools demands complete concentration and total respect inside that ring.
Get your body. See, what Teofimo Lopez is, bro, he's a hell of an athlete, man. And he contort his body in different ways, in different times, you know what I mean, to create offense for himself. Seriously, I'm sitting there watching him against Sandor Martin, and I'm watching this guy, you know, figuring it out. You know, yeah, distance, definitely when a guy was able to maintain distance, yes, it becomes challenging for T.O. It does. But the thing is with T.O. is he's a risk taker. All right. And the thing that I know about Shakur Stevenson is that Shakur has to be on balance. Shakur has to feel safe because he's a defensive first type of fighter.
Rolly Romero just delivered his own serious reality check for Shakur Stevenson. During his recent discussion, he declared that Teofimo Lopez brings everything required for a dominant win. Romero considers Lopez the superior boxer, using his battles with Saul Lomachenko and Josh Taylor as evidence of his brilliant fight intelligence and knockout power. He made it clear that Stevenson is walking into a nightmare scenario, with Lopez probably holding every edge when these two warriors finally square off.
I mean, whenever Teofimo fights the best fighter in the world, Teofimo's the best fighter in the world, but we shall see what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's a great matchup. For both fighters, I think it's a great matchup and a great fight for boxing.
You think Teofimo has enough tools in his arsenal to be able to take Shakur out?
Isn't Teofimo the more accomplished fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. But what I'm trying to say is,
Lomachenko. I'm not picking who and who. I'm just saying, like, how much tools? Dude, he had enough tools to beat Lomachenko. He had enough tools to beat another undisputed, Josh Taylor. So I mean, what's the question here?
Jumping into the pre-fight excitement, Gary Antoine Russell offered his honest opinion on the Stevenson versus Lopez showdown. He thinks that if Lopez delivers the same fire and technique he brought against Lomachenko, he might create serious problems for Stevenson, fueling more arguments among supporters already split on who wins. With experts like Russell supporting Teofimo, the buzz keeps growing, making this clash one of the most anticipated and talked about fights boxing has seen recently.
It's 50-50. You know, in order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. You know, I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature.
Gary painted Teofimo Lopez as a gifted and devastating puncher, whose constant grinding makes him special. Though he sees the matchup as pretty even on the surface, he leans toward Lopez, thinking that the drive and concentration he displayed against Lomachenko might be the deciding factor. Gary believes Lopez's combination of natural talent, psychological strength, and relentless commitment makes him a genuine danger to Shakur Stevenson, someone who can trouble even the most technically gifted fighters when everything is on the line.
You know, that's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Now, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. You know? But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko,
Even though Shakur Stevenson gets praised as the more technically sound boxer, Andre Durrell just issued a serious warning. He thinks that if Teofimo Lopez delivers the same fire and accuracy he brought against Lomachenko, he's going to be incredibly dangerous. Durrell makes it clear that Stevenson can't just play defense and hope to win. He needs to take charge of this fight and control the tempo. If he doesn't, Lopez's quickness, power, and wild card factor might create massive headaches, transforming what looks like an easy fight into a genuine nightmare.
I got questions, man, because, even though Tio is not showing who he was against Lomachenko, right, that doesn't mean that guy isn't still there. I think he will still produce that guy, right? And if he does, he's going to pose a lot of problems for Shakur, right? So this fight can be a toss-up. It's in danger of being born if Shakur doesn't pursue the action, right? But boxers love to fight off their back foot. Whether you know it or not, we love to fight the back foot. You press me, especially if you're just coming forward, example, Abraham, and you just putting your hands up, I'm going to light you up. I can do that all day. Zepeda threw a lot of punches along with him. So when it came to him, because we're able to see shots coming and know how to react off certain shots as well, the more offense you produce, the more dangerous my offense is going to be. And I produce, and I win pretty much every exchange. So we're just as awesome on the back foot as we as moving.
Andre Durrell broke down exactly how Shakur Stevenson might deal with the Teofimo Lopez problem. He thinks Stevenson has to move forward with bad intentions, cutting off space and making Lopez respond to him. Durrell believes whoever controls the tempo and initiates the exchanges will gain the upper hand. He notes that Lopez will probably spend the early rounds studying Stevenson's patterns before unleashing everything he's got, and that opening, Durrell thinks, might be Stevenson's golden opportunity to grab control and swing momentum his way.
I'm saying we need it to be an exciting fight, right? If Tio doesn't pursue, because I think he's going to take his time, try to find his shots as well and be explosive in this approach, right? So there's going to be a lot of a lot of dry spots in this fight potentially. Shakur has to always be looking for ways to get close to him and execute. Keep that boy on his back foot, keep him guessing, and keeping the jab in his face to force action. So if I can't get you to come toward me, I'm going to get you to punch at least because I'm always be in your face. So he needs to pursue the fight correctly, right, to keep the action going, make it an exciting fight leading up to whoever wins.
When the lights go down, everyone will be watching Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, with Lopez promising to reveal every weakness and take complete control inside that ring. This goes beyond just technical skill. It's about game plans, mental warfare, and pure determination, where a single shot or tactical adjustment could flip everything upside down. Boxing fans and experts are holding their breath, wondering if Stevenson can handle the heat or if Lopez will deliver on his explosive threats. So what's your take, fight fans? Will Lopez really end Stevenson's perfect record, or will Shakur step up when it matters most? Drop your predictions below, smash that like button if you're excited for this war, and make sure to subscribe for the hottest boxing analysis and news.